For any space rocket launch to take place, numerous factors must align. The weather conditions must be favorable, no ships or planes can be present in the launch sector, and most importantly, all the hardware must be in working order, whether on the launch pad, the cargo, or the launcher itself. In all the cases, these are complex systems, and even the slightest fault in any component can stop the countdown. On February 27th, a Falcon 9 rocket was preparing for launch from Florida's Launch Pad 39A, with a Crew Dragon spacecraft on top, carrying 4 people. The countdown for the Crew 6 mission was proceeding smoothly until about 2.5 minutes before the ignition of the engines, when the control center announced, "Hold, hold, hold," signifying a stop to the countdown.
On his 2 minutes, 30
the
seconds.
LD on countdown 1. Hold, hold, hold.
The cause of the hold was associated with the ignition system of the Merlin rocket engines that power the Falcon 9 rocket. It is worth to briefly describe this system using archive footage from earlier Falcon rocket launches. Ignition of a rocket engine is a complicated process, and SpaceX uses 2 substances for it: triethyl aluminum, TEA, in short, and triethylborane, or TEB, which are pyrophoric substances. This means that their mixture will burn immediately in the presence of oxygen and no spark is needed. The substances are first injected into the gas generator, and the resulting combustion gases spin the turbo pump. The propellants, namely liquid oxygen and refined kerosene, then start flowing into the main combustion chamber of the Merlin engine. Finally, the TEA-TEB mixture is injected into the main combustion chamber as well, causing the fuel and oxidizer to burn. Thus, a rocket engine is running and keep going on its own. By the way, have you ever noticed the green flash in the engines when Falcon rockets lift off? That's it over there. Let's look at it one more time in slow motion. The green flash indicates the presence of the described TEA-TEB ignition mixture. But let's return to the Crew 6 mission launch attempt. Once again, the old truth that a rocket launch is uncertain until the launch vehicle is off the pad has been demonstrated. The important thing is that the sensors detected the problem in time. The ground teams tried to fix the glitch, but they could not. At this point, it appears that the launch will not take place until March 2nd. The originally considered date of February 28th is out of the question due to the poor weather forecast. However, Thursday's launch is dependent on solving the current technical problem. Experts will have to inspect the rocket to ensure that the fault does not repeat. It is also important to note that the spacecraft crew was not in danger at any stage of the countdown. After the launch was called off, a classic pre-rehearsed sequence of procedures took place. The propellants were drained from the rocket, and the crew were able to disembark safely. On February 24th, the Long March 2C rocket successfully lifted off from the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center, carrying the Egyptian Horus 1 Earth remote sensing satellite into orbit. The satellite most likely has military purposes. On February 23rd, the Long March 3B rocket carrying the ChinaSat 26 geostationary telecommunications satellite launched from the Xichang Satellite Launch Center. Thank you for watching today's episode of Spaceflight News. We bring you 6 videos each week on current events in the field of space exploration, and we would love if you continue following us.